Hello students, myself Archana Varude from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. In today's video, we are going to learn about what is meant by laser, what are the properties of laser, what is meant by absorption, spontaneous emission and stimulated emission. Here, this photograph shows the different types of laser beam. And here, from this photograph, it is observed that this laser light travels in only one direction. And here, these are the different colors of this laser beam. Now we see what is meant by laser. Here, in the word laser, there are 5 letters, that is LASER, and there is meaning of each letter. And here the letter L stands for light, A for amplification, S for stimulated, E for emission, and R for radiation. Or we can say that the letters in the word laser stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. And here a laser is produced a very narrow beam of light, and that is useful in many technologies and instruments. And here these are the 4 properties of laser. First is monochromaticity, second is coherent, third is unidirectionality, and fourth is intensity. And in next slide we are going to study the difference between laser light and non-conventional light source, or you may say that non-laser light. Here, first property of laser beam is it is monochromatic, and here the non-laser light is polychromatic. And here from this diagram we see that monochromatic, that means here the light waves are in same phase, it does not disperse. Second property of laser light is coherent. Here from this diagram it is observed that all the waves are in same phase and that are having same frequency and same wavelength. But when we consider non-laser light, then that waves are in coherent. That means from this diagram it is observed that each wave having different frequency and different wavelength. And here third property of laser light is it is collimated, and here non-laser light it is divergent. Here collimated, that means here that laser light travels in only one direction, and therefore we get a sharp and bright focus. But here this non-laser light it get divert. And here in next slide we discuss these properties in brief. Here first is the laser light is perfectly coherent in nature, and the meaning is that the waves are exactly in phase with one another. See here this diagram. Here this diagram shows that all the waves are in same phase, and therefore it is called as perfectly coherent in nature. Second property is that laser light is perfectly monochromatic. That means the light emitted by laser is much more monochromatic than that of any conventional monochromatic source. That means it is having extreme brightness. And here it is observed that the conventional light source emits light in all directions, but laser light emits in only one direction, and the width of laser beam is very narrow and it can travel to a long distance without spreading, and hence it can be focused sharply. See this diagram here, it get a sharp focus, extreme brightness, but when we consider conventional light source, then it get dispersed, it does not travel in only one direction. And here the emitted photon and incident photon are in same phase, and therefore laser light is much more brighter than that from any conventional light source, and it can vaporize hardest metal because it travels in only one direction and it gives the extreme brightness, extreme focus. Then we see what is meant by absorption, or it is also known as stimulated absorption. For that, here consider two energy levels, that is E1 and E2. Here the atom is in ground energy state before absorption. Suppose a photon of energy h nu is incident on this metal. Then here that metal atom absorbs the energy of that incident photon, and therefore its energy increases, and therefore it goes into the higher energy state. That means there is a transfer of that atom from lower energy state to higher energy state. It goes from E1 to E2, and this process is called as absorption or stimulated absorption, because in this case that atom absorbs the energy of that incident photon, and due to that its energy increases and it get excited. That means it moves from lower energy level to higher energy level, and this process is known as stimulated absorption. Then what is meant by spontaneous emission? Here in stimulated absorption we see that here that atom get excited, it transfer from lower energy state to higher energy state, but it does not remain in that excited state for a longer time. It will remain for very short time in higher energy state, and after completion of lifetime that atom returns to the lower energy state. But when it returns to the lower energy state, then it emits a photon of energy h nu, and this process is known as spontaneous emission. See here, this first photograph shows that it is before photon emission. Here, this is the higher energy state, this is lower energy state, and after completion of lifetime, that atom returns to the lower energy state. And when it returns to the lower energy state, then here that excited state electron releasing photon during this transition, that means from higher energy level to the lower energy level, and this whole process is known as spontaneous emission. See here, the definition is that after completion of lifetime the excited atom comes to the ground energy state spontaneously, and when it returns to the ground energy state it also emits a photon, and this process is known as spontaneous emission. And this spontaneous emission depends on the type of particle and type of transition, but it is independent of outside circumstances. Then here this is the stimulated emission. We know that in laser that light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, and after that laser light is produced. See here, before photons emission, here the atom is in higher energy state. After completion of lifetime, it returns to the lower energy state, same as spontaneous emission. But here, before coming to the ground energy state, suppose another photon is incident. Then there is a transition between this incident photon and this excited atom. And due to that, when that atom completes its lifetime, it returns to the ground energy state, but it emits two photons having same frequency, same wavelength. Here this excited state electron releasing two photons during the transition from higher energy level to the lower energy level, and this process is known as stimulated emission. Here this is in brief. When atom is in excited state and before coming to the ground energy state, if the atom is triggered due to an action of incident photon, then there is an interaction between excited atom and incident photon. And due to that, the excited atom to make a transition to ground state, and the transition generates another photon which is identical to the incident photon. And the meaning of identical means that two photons having same frequency, same wavelength and same direction. And this process of forced emission of photons due to the incident photon is called as stimulated emission. And after that, laser light is produced. That's all about today's video. Thank you.